What's up, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. For this, we'll be going over the tier list update on the 24th of November, 2017. Now, we're going to be going over the tier list by color, brought to you by myself, Boris, Toadski, Trop, Muta, Moe, Rose, Dr. Fuzzy, Kara, CBF, and Maniac 1. Everybody has to put in a lot of work to this, and we definitely have lots of thoughts on this. People put in their own, but this is my extrapolation of what everybody thinks, and then just putting them all together into one tier list. Now, of course, these are going to be controversial. People are not going to like them, and you know what? This is the most controversial update yet. I have never done a more controversial update, and you guys are going to be triggered at the end of this. But before we get to that, before we get triggered, make sure you hit the like button down below, as well as make sure you hit the subscribe button. And of course, if you want to get notifications on all the Sekapoko videos, make sure you go to my channel or hit the bell notification so that you can actually get notification every single time I drop a video. Without further ado, let's get into the video and go over the tier list. Now, the tier list by color, if you are not familiar, it goes over every tier of character, like from number 1 being the best, number 10 being the worst, or whatever, how many legends in that color there are. Now, they're only sorted by color, and they're not going to be sorted by type or anything like that, but I do go over the different class types as well as the different colors and which ones are the best. Now, in the strength category, we have no changes. There really are none. There's not been anything super popping in the strength category in the last month. Nothing's happened. It's just the same. Now, the quick category, same thing. There's been like no changes at all. This is the same as last month. We have no changes whatsoever. However, there is a change in the best types. We are actually going to see a shift, and Int is no longer going to be the worst class. It is going to be the second worst class, now putting Dex into the worst class. Now, there is a definite shift that's happening right now, and there is going to potentially be a change here in the number 1 quick legend. I haven't made a final decision. Right now, I'm keeping it as is. I'm keeping it as is. But there is a change in the classes, which is going to trigger so many people. Right now, I'm keeping TS Luffy number 1 blue legend, who's on number 2. But to be honest, there is a change coming, and the winds are shifting. So, now for the most controversial part of this, we're going to start off with it, and y'all are going to be triggered. So here it is. Number 1 is still Striker. Number 2 is still Powerhouse from last month. Number 3 is still Slasher. I'll go over why in a little bit. Number 4 is still Fighter. But here's the change that everyone's going to be triggered about. Number 5 is going to be Shooter. Number 5 is going to be Shooter, guys. Number 6 is Free Spirit. Driven Cerebral right after that. But there is a reason for this, and we went over it in detail. We were on stream, we're talking about it, trying to figure out which was better, Free Spirits or Powerhouse or Striker and all that, trying to figure out optimal teams, etc. But you know what? You can only go damage calcing so far. But what really started to trigger me was we were trying to figure out the most optimal Free Spirit team. And no matter what, your orb manipulation is not guaranteed on the Free Spirit teams. I know there's a lot of TS Luffy fanboys out there. I loved TS Luffy when it first came out. He was one of the legends I really wanted. But as the game meta is shifting, he's still really, really good. He's still the number 1 blue legend right now. I may change that. I have not made a decision yet, but I'm pretty sure we're going to keep TS Luffy number 1. But here's why. Alright, so here's the optimal Boa and Boa team on JP right now, and this is the team that you can run to clear a lot of stuff here in one turn. This is the 1 turn burst team. This is like, hey, I'm gonna go in, pop all my specials, and just wail on a dude as hard as I possibly can. This team does over 16 million on the strength category, goes down to about 10 million at the low, and does just crazy amounts of damage. There are replaceable units. You can switch things around. If it was the layup unit, you can put in the Timescape Usopp instead of putting in Marguerite and Ace, and then put a utility unit in the last spot. You have way more room for transfers and stuff around here. Now this is the 1 turn whammy combo team. This is not the optimal team that we run like a Coliseum or something like that. This is just like, oh my god, here's the damage. Now here's the problem with the Timescape Luffy team right here. You can see that as its maximum potential, it hits out at like 14 million. You can try to use color affinity here instead of delayed booster, try to get a little bit more. But let's see. But the problem is you're gonna have to like blow the tier 2 special here just to like you have to put, which is basically you're gonna pump that in the previous turn and hope you get the 4 hits just so you can get the tier 3 Sabo special up to get it right here. So that kind of like makes it fall off a little bit, and I'm not in love with that. So one of the major reasons we're seeing this change of Free Spirit going down and Shooter going up is because shooters were missing 2 things before, and now they have them to move them up in the rankings. The first thing they were missing was any conditional booster, and now they have the delayed booster. Free Spirit really doesn't have that many conditional boosters. I believe they have a 1.5 defense down booster with the Coliseum unit, Miss Doublefinger or whatever her name is, Miss Valentine, that's his name. And then the other one is Monet with 1.3, and they have a couple like 1.3 defense down boosters. But honestly, with the 1.75 meta right now, it's so much better. The other thing Shooter was missing was a 2x orb booster. And honestly, with all the other things that Shooter's getting right now, it's just so much better to use Shooter. And Free Spirit is lacking the one thing they really need, which is perfect orb manipulation on a captain. And they have TS Luffy that doesn't do that. All right, so back into the tier list. We're going to go over this a little bit. Zoro breaks my heart, dude. Zoro's my favorite. I've wanted Zoro. Zoro's my #1 pick legend. I want him so bad. I want him so freaking hard. So hard. But Magellan is better. Because Zoro is no longer an optimal captain. Zoro could even move further down in the tier list. But Zoro's still better than Ace. He's better than Croc. He's better than Usopp. And he's better than Corazon. So he can't go much further down than 3. 3 is like bottom rung right now, and that's why Dex is like just so weak right now. Magellan is one of the best slasher captains. Oh no, not slasher. Best captains in the game right now for all the crazy stuff you can do with him. But the thing with Magellan, he's not even a Dex captain. He's or anything revolving around it. He's complete rainbow. Blackbeard, same thing. I may even move Magellan to #1. I haven't made a decision on that, but you know what? We're going to keep Blackbeard #1. Those Blackbeard Lucy teams are still freaking fire. Blackbeard Judge teams can be fire. There are so many different ways you can work around that and get some crazy teams. Blackbeard's still a game-breaking captain, so I definitely recommend that if you have Blackbeard, he's still like #1 Dex legend in my heart. Now, Zoro, I'm sorry, man. I loved you, but you broke my heart. And they released all the other stuff. Now, I didn't do a tier list video on this, but I actually have replaced. I couldn't find a portrait for Judge. I really looked. I looked really hard. I couldn't find it. Nekomamushi is still #1, but G4 is actually going to move down to #3 as well. G4 moving down does not mean he's bad. G4 is still amazing. But with all the stuff that's coming out right now, and all the stuff that's going forward, we got Invasion Guard, we have all the other stuff that's coming out. This Judge is friggin' awesome. Now, G4 can still clear Garp. Not saying he can't. Not saying G4 can't clear Garp. But Judge is a rainbow captain. And you know what? I've made some crazy Judge teams. You can do Judge Sanji teams. You can do stupid stuff with Judge. That's really fun because he is not limited by anything but putting all the colors in the team. Really nice. I love that about Judge. The thing that puts Judge below Neko, for me, this is what I put him below. It's not because of anything like that. It's because of the Psi Orb increase. Now that, by itself, is really annoying. Now, if you use Judge as a rainbow captain or use him with different teams, if you have his optimal team up there, that's great. But like, you can't bring his optimal team to everything. I mean, you might be able to, but that's cool. But let's say if you can't bring his optimal team and you have to use a different team, you have to use like some other teams, there's going to be 3 different characters in there that don't have an orb from a Psi Orb, because let's say you have to bring Reiju, but you have to bring something else. Well, that's 3 other characters that aren't getting the boost. Well, let's say you bring a neck, you can't bring the optimal teams there. That's really annoying for me as a Judge team. I think Judge is still like super great. Nekomamushi still #1 because he's the best striker captain in the game. Striker with the best class in the game. Cannot stop that. That is still #1. Now, the beneficial orb enabling and problems we have there, definitely some issues, but we'll see though as we go. Go to the final part of the video, which is going to be going over the Int Legends. And the Int Legend, #1 is going to be the new Fujitora. That's great. #2 is going to be the new Intok. #3, Sanji's going to move down. #4 is going to be Hody. And #5, Fujitora. And we're talking about some of the changes and why they're here. Now, #1, Fuji, super great. He starts at a 3.25 multiplier. Awesome captain. for a 3.25 slasher captain, already better than Zoro. Just at that 3.25 captain, great. Now Zoro could be a little bit safer because of higher HP pool, but Int is going to start getting good here. I'm feeling a change. I'm seeing it. We're seeing it with 3 legends right away. We're getting the new 6+ Hody, the new 6+ Intok, and of course getting this new Fujitora all in like 1 month. That is insane. Int is getting a big push. I'm loving this. There's definitely some content change here. I don't know if they're watching my videos or seeing this and everything, because I've been talking about Int being the worst for like a while now, and all of a sudden now it's gonna be the best. That's great. That's great that they're thinking about this. I love the change here. I doubt that they're watching my videos, but hey, that'd be cool. All right, so Fujitora, #1 slasher legend. 3.25 when you hit all 6 perfects in a row, really great. If you go for the good grade perfects, that's going to be a 4.22 multiplier. That's also great. You can use that in tandem with the Mihawk for a 3.25 multiplier and a 3.5 multiplier, but at that point, why are you hitting all perfects with a 3.5 multiplier? Now, I'm not sure what's going to do more damage if you hit all perfects if you use Mihawk and Fuji, or if you go for the good great perfect and then you hit the 4.2 and the 3.5 on the last 3 hits. I'm not sure what's going to do more damage because chain lock is definitely going to be a factor there. We're going to have to figure out all the stuff there. I'm not 100% sure on what would be the most damage between that team and what not be. Now, Fujitora has a limited potential because he can only be a captain, and that part is a big takeaway from him that I really don't like. Mihawk with that 12-turn special, that's fire. 30% on that 12-turn special, awesome. And moving his 50% special up to 60% at the max while moving the cooldown down, makes him great. I love that. Mihawk originally for me was going to be the #2. This definitely solidifies him as #2. And you know what? With this new stuff, with the captain multiplier increase, he's going to be better than Sanji. I'm sorry, guys. I love Sanji. I have Sanji. But you know what? Slashers are hype. The new team I've been running right now, lately for in teams, is Sanji Judge, and Sanji Judge is great, man. Especially for this new Kai Kinema Coliseum, awesome team. But you know what? This new Mihawk, don't even get me started. That's gonna be fire. I want to see that because I want to see some Psylaw subs. I want to see some crazy teams with this new Fuji, man. I want to see Psylaw, Fuji, and the Intok on one team, and then we got Orbus, Typhus in there. Whew, that'll be fire. That will be fire to see, man. It is gonna be so sick. All right, cool. So we got the new Hody in here. Now 6+ Hody. This was actually the most difficult decision to make between Hody and Fuji. And the clincher was, for me, I really wanted Fuji to be better than Hody. But there was we had a vote on stream and people were saying that they liked Fuji less than they liked Hody. And big credit to Maniac 1 here. Maniac 1 has proven that Hody is a good captain. He's super underrated and undervalued because he is able to clear 11 out of the 12 possible forests. The only forest he's not able to clear is the Kizaru forest. My guess is because of all the HP cuts in there, it really takes away from the Fuji because the HP cuts per turn. I'm not really sure. Maybe he hasn't tried every variation of team they can do. I haven't watched all that, all the attempts he's done on that Kizaru forest. I don't have Hody, so I can't try my own things. So I do agree with this placement because with the new wave clear mechanic that Hody's getting, plus the increase to a 3.25 multiplier that's flat, not based on orbs, makes him the ideal speedrun king, undisputed again. Besides, Lucy's still there. I mean, Lucy's still fire. I don't know. For the powerhouse teams, anyways, he's still really great. He's still got that cooldown reduction. The AoE he gets is great, and he gets a decrease in his max cooldown, which is great. Fujitora, kind of falling off. There was an argument saying he's safe, and to be honest, he is not safe. There's a lot of content nowadays that you can't use HP cuts on. There's a lot of stuff that you can't use stuff on. So, it's 2 cooldown for Hody. Sorry, whatever. So, it's a little controversial on Fuji, man. I've never really loved Fuji, but we had Fuji at a higher tier for a while now. Now he's just boom, way the F down. So definitely the death of Fuji has arrived. We're gonna need a 6+ Fuji to save him or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm thinking Kizaru needs a 6+ right now because that needs some help. That definitely needs some help, but we'll see as we keep going. Get into the video, Sengoku. Whatever, screw this guy. I'm done with him. He's trash, doesn't even boost his health. 5 more than 3.25, just 3 times boost. He's trash. Whatever. Alright guys, well that is going to do it for the changes to the tier list for the most controversial update yet. I'm Sekapoko, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. Let me know what you guys think. I definitely want to get your comments on this, because if you guys tell me what you think, then we can have better updates for future tier list updates, and we'll know more for more content coming out for the future. The other big shout out, we're almost at 3K subs on YouTube, so guys, thank you so much. I really hope you guys drop that subscribe button, really help out. It would really help keep us in the channel. We were so close. We had such great growth in the channel. I really do appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for all the support. And big shout out to, of course, to Boris, Totski, everybody else who's been helping me out on Discord. Atsu as well. Thank you, Atsu. You give some good insight, definitely some good counterpoints. Everybody in the community, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.